Hey, Mike, here's one other thing. So
Yeah.
you were obviously in leadership when that South Park episode dropped.
Yeah.
What happened behind closed doors the day after, the morning after that South Park episode dropped?
I wish I could recall that sort of detail in my life, Pat, but I can tell you that there had been a lot of time, effort, blood, sweat, tears, and pain that had gone into trying to stop that episode from airing. And because we knew that it was coming.
Right.
The reaction to it was sort of stunned silence, and then the sort of party line was, "It's just a cartoon." So, you know, it's a cartoon. Nobody can take a cartoon seriously. If Scientology had been smart at that point,
Yeah.
what we would have done was said, "Listen, we've just hit the big leagues. South Park goes after the Mormons, they go after the Jehovah's Witnesses, they go after
Yep.
the Catholics, they go after everybody. We are honored to be in the same, included in the same shit fest from the South Park people as everybody else. It just proves that we have hit the mainstream and we're cool."
It's
So,
exactly what the Mormon Church did with Book of Mormon. They
right.
advertised in the actual the books you got when you walked into Book of Mormon in America. The Mormon Church did a full page advert, so they absolutely just played up to it. They went, "These guys are taking the piss. This is who we are. Come say hi." That would have been the smart thing to do.
Yep, exactly. But Scientology has absolutely no sense of humor. It just there is it does not it's discouraged to take anything about Scientology lightly in any way, shape, or form, because it is so serious, because it is so important to the salvation of every man, woman, and child on planet Earth in this lifetime and every lifetime into eternity. And you can't make jokes about that.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if I'm sure it is. The reality is not because of their altruism, but because David Miscavige doesn't want to have to be teased and mocked. It's probably more because there's so many organizations out there doing good work that also have good senses of humor. So it's not like they're mutually exclusive necessarily. But if you take the piss out of someone who's a sociopath, and I use that word because I think I've heard you use that word in different interviews,
Yeah.
that person can't have the piss taken out of them, and that might be more the driving force.
Well, it certainly was the case with Hubbard, and it is the case with Miscavige. Neither of them um, are sort of in the frame of mind that anybody has the right to mock, question, or even doubt them in any way. And that's an interesting characteristic to have. It's a really, really unhappy way of going through life,
Yeah, it
frankly.
sounds horrible. I was just saying, before you said an unhappy way to go through life, I'm just thinking, what a horrible way to live, to
Yeah.
have to be that kind of serious and in control and stuff all the time. It must be incredibly stressful. I wonder if there's a stat that says sociopaths die of heart attacks younger than the most. I'm just thinking about the amount of stress that must constantly put on someone's literal physical body. I don't know.
That's an interesting question. Sociopaths are an interesting subject. I talk a lot about it in various interviews that I've done. I talk about it in the book, about this remarkable book I read by Martha Stout, who is a professor at Harvard, called The Sociopath Next Door. I thought that my experiences with David Miscavige were like I had somehow had the misfortune to run into a purple unicorn that was so out there and so unique that nobody could ever understand just how nuts life around this guy was. And
Yeah.
I read that book and I went, "Oh, I get it. There are these sort of people all over the place." and they have the same impact on the people around them, and they are a studyable phenomena, and they have exact sort of characteristics that they share, and holy shit, yep, that's that guy.